Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Life of Nature. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this beautiful canoe neckline gown with open bell sleeve. So this is the fabric I'm going to be using for this gown. I'm using flowered crepe and this is 2 yards of fabric. I folded my fabric into 4 places. I folded it into two and I folded it again. And now I'm going to be marking a starting line all across. After that, I will take my vertical measurement, I will take my bust point measurement, my waist measurement, my hip measurement and my full length. I took my bust measurement, which is 10 inches, my waist measurement, which is 16 inches, my hip measurement, which is 26 inches, and I took my full length measurement. Now I'm going to rule all the line across just like so. Now I'm going to be taking my neck width measurement and I will take 5 inches for my neck width. You can take 6 or 7 inches for your neck width depending on how wide you want it to be. Because this is your canoe neckline, you can also take 4 inches or 4.5 inches depending on what you want. So I divided my shoulder measurement into two, which is 16. 16 divided by 2 is 8, and I marked 1 inch extra for my sewing allowance. Then I came down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope and I connected that to my neckline. Now I'm going to be coming down by 8 inches for my armhole measurement and I'm going to be marking that. So I'm going to be drawing a line connecting to the armhole to the shoulder. After that, I'm going to be taking my neck depth measurement, and for my neck depth measurement I'm using 2.5 inches. You can use 3 inches and you can use 2 inches depending on your client and what you want. And I'll connect that. We are going to be cutting both the front and the back together, so the front and the back neckline is the same. For my armhole, I'm going to divide my armhole by 2. My armhole divided by 2 is 4 inches, and I will be coming in by half an inch and I will connect that just like that. Now I'm going to be taking my round bossy measurement. I'm going to take my round bust divided by 4 and I will add 2 inches allowance. I'll take my waist measurement divided by 4 and I'll also add 2 inches allowance. I'm adding 2 inches allowance because this is a free gown. I'll take my round hip divided by 4 and I'll add 2 inches allowance. Now I'm going to connect everything together and then cut out. Now from the hip, I'm going to draw a straight line connecting from the hip to the hemline. After cutting out, this is what we have. And now I'm going to be taking it to my machine and I'm going to be turning the neckline with my bias. I'll turn both the front and the back the same way and I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Now this is what it looks like after turning the neckline with bias. I went ahead to join the shoulders and now what I'm going to do is to join the both sides of the dress by 1 inch. I'll do that in my machine and I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Now I'm going to be coming down to my waistline. My waistline is 16 inches, but I'm going to be minusing 1 inch from my waistline, making it 15 inches. I'll mark this 15 inches all the way round. I'll go to the other side and I will take my 15 inches and make sure it is straight. I'll also turn it to the back and I'll mark the same 15 inches, making sure what I got in the front is the same thing as the back. Now I'll come to the front and I will be taking out 1 inch from the middle part. I'll make sure I get my middle part and I'll take out from that middle part, I'll take out 1 inch. I'll turn it, I'll turn it over to the other side and I'll also take out 1 inch again, making it 2 inches I minus from the middle part. Now I'll measure my dress all the way around. After I'm done measuring it, I will come to my fabric and I'm going to be cutting out the casing for the drawstring. I will take out 3 inches and I'll make sure the fabric is enough for what I got and is enough to go round. Now for the drawstring, that is the rope, I'm going to be taking 1.5 inch and I'll cut that out. I will set it on my fabric like this because I don't have iron, so I won't be ironing it out. I will just set it on my fabric and I will show you how to sew it if you don't have iron, because I don't have iron as well. So I set it on my fabric, the first part, and I sew it down. Sew it all the way around. You make sure you follow the chalk you drew, not to miss it. Follow the chalk all the way around. Okay, I've gotten to the end of this thing, so I just fold it in and you sew it down. Now I'll turn it to the other side and I'll fold it in like this and I will sew on top of it just the way I sewed the first one. I will sew it round as well. Alright, I'm done sewing the drawstring casing. So it's time for me to sew the rope and put it in. Now I'm done sewing the rope and I will be using my safety pin to put it. After putting it in, this is what we have. This is what our dress is looking like. Now for the sleeve, we are going to be taking our armhole measurements. I got 10 inches. And this is the fabric we'll be using to cut out our sleeve. I folded my fabric into four to cut out both sleeves together. This sleeve is a bell sleeve that has a slit at the front. So I'm going to take out 1 inch at the middle point of my sleeve. And I will mark that down because that is where we are going to be putting the slits. Now I'm going to measure the 10 inches I got from my armhole measurement and I'll mark it down. I'm going to come down by 4 inches. I don't know if you can see my chalk clearly, but please bear with me. I'll mark that 4 inches all the way through. Now I'm going to be connecting the down part of that 4 inches all the way to the up of my sleeve, and I'll mark it down. And I'll mark the middle point of this line I drew. I'm going to mark the middle point and I'll connect it like so. I will give it a curve at the beginning to that midpoint and I'll give it a curve under. Now add 1 inch for sewing allowance and I'm going to be giving my sleeve a curve at the middle part and I will take it out like so because it's a bell sleeve. I'm then going to cut it out. I'm going to be notching that part where I took the 1 inch and I'm going to be opening the sleeve at the middle. I'm going to take one sleeve and I will sew down from the beginning of the sleeve to where I got 9 inches. I will mark that 9 inches and I will sew it down by 1 inch. I'm going to be sewing it down like so by 1 inch. And for the remaining part of the sleeve, I'm going to be folding it. I'm going to be folding it like so, folding it in. I'll sew that in my machine. I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Yeah, I'm done sewing the sleeve together and I'm done folding that part. Now I will join the sleeve together and I will join it and close the sleeve. After I'm done sewing it, this is what I got. You can see the sleeve. This is what it looks like. Now I'm going to be joining the sleeve to the dress. And then I'll fold the hem, and that will be all for this dress.